This might be something serious because that feels huge and that's far away right now. This might be the biggest one of the day. We have another adventure, and by we I mean just me, and I'm heading back to do another overnight. We're going to target some burbot and lake trout. Where I'm going, I fished last year and I caught I think 4 or 5 lake trout, and that was the first time I'd ever been, so this is my second time. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna fish into the evening and see if we can get ourselves a burbot, and then we'll try to go for Lakers in the morning, and then I'll probably fish until 12 to 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon and then head home. So this will be my first overnight by myself. We got about a 40-minute drive, and I don't think we'll have much light by the time we get there. I have to stop for gas, so we're going to be doing everything in the dark, but we're used to that anyway when we go early morning, so it's not a huge deal. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Now would be a perfect time for you guys to hit that subscribe button, smash that like on this video, and to go ahead and hit the bell so you get notified every time we post a video. I really appreciate you guys. We're up to 731 subscribers. Really trying to hit that 1,000 mark before the end of this ice fishing season. So go ahead and share this video with your friends if they like outdoor adventures and ice fishing, camping, hunting, and all that stuff. We greatly appreciate that. And in other news, we got a store now. So if you guys notice, you got the hat. Ariane's got a couple shirts and sweatshirts. You guys can find that right on our YouTube if you click on store. And you guys can get stickers and hats and sweatshirts and all kinds of cool things on there. I'm new to it. I'm playing around. I've been ordering a few things so I can check the quality of it. There was a couple things I didn't like the quality of it, so I deleted it right off the store because, you know, I appreciate you guys spending your time and watching our videos, and I'd feel pretty guilty and feel kind of bad if you guys spent your money on something related to our channel that was subpar. So I try to be paying attention to stuff like that, and I want to make sure you guys have a good experience watching videos and a good experience if you do purchase something, and we do greatly appreciate it. We're going to get over there and we're going to get set up, and we'll go over the overnight setup. It's 7:16 right now. Just got set up and semi-organized. I had an issue with the snowmobile. I ran it around the house the other day. Everything was fine. Now it's acting wicked boggy. I think I'm running on one cylinder. Probably fouled the plug. I do have plugs. I have tools back at the truck. I can probably change that tomorrow. But that's how it goes, those stupid things. I hate snowmobiles. I have nothing but issues with those things. It's either you fouling plugs, or there's a tiny bit of water in the gas so it runs like crap. I hate them with a passion. It's one of the funnest things to do, like snowmobile on a trail when things are running good, but it takes nothing to make those things run like absolute dog. So because of the wind, I didn't really film much setting up because I'm by myself, so I really had to pay attention so my shack didn't turn into a kite. It's still kind of frozen from last week, even though I had it out of the bag in the basement. I'll show you guys. So with one person in here, that's an extra large cot. I just turned the heat on, so there's still snow all over the place. But so you can see I got quite a bit of floor space when it's just me. Having 2 cots in here was definitely a little too tight. Instead of bringing a bunch of backpacks, I decided to just load all my small stuff in one tote, which did save room in the jet sled. And then I have the whole table to kind of put different gear. Like I said, I just got in here. I haven't really organized it for the night yet, but we're in 116 feet of water. I have one trap outside and I have the alarm on it. I was gonna put a couple, but I need to add some sinkers to my line because it took almost 10 minutes to get to bottom. Trial and error, I guess. We'll learn as we go. This is a second overnight. I do have the Humminbird set up. I haven't even touched a pole yet. I gotta mess with the settings a little bit and get that a little bit cleaned up, but I'm hoping to catch burbot tonight. That's the goal. I got some dead bait. We'll see what we can come up with, but I'll keep one trap outside, and later on when I'm bored, I'll start messing around with the other traps and putting some sinkers and stuff on. Because you can't wait like that forever for those to go down. Being by yourself, I have no one to reel the line in if I catch a fish as I'm pulling the line out. So it's just going to turn into a rat's nest. So hopefully any fish we catch, they're huge, so it's worth it. But I'm going to get some dead bait on one of these and drop it down, see what we can come up with. I'm hoping I have enough line on these poles. Alright, now that I've FaceTime Ariane and let her know I was set up, tried jigging for a little bit. I'm in 111 feet of water. That's not really where I want to be. I wanted to get over to about 70 feet of water, but the snowmobile's flooding, or I got a foul plug. I do have tools at the truck, so I might walk back in the morning. I can't remember if the toolkit to the snowmobile is still in there or not. If it is, I do have plugs, but it's always something. As you can tell from earlier, I'm not a fan of snowmobiles. They tick me off. So I'm dropping down a dead smelt. So last year I started saving my bait, shiners and smelt. If we didn't use them, I just started freezing them for cusk fishing. I did pretty good at moosehead on dead smelt with Lakers, so it's still a possibility to catch a Laker, but I'm going to put this right on bottom. I was wondering if I put enough line on this thing. Apparently I did. Adding the second sinker on this definitely is helping. I'm going to get this down. I'm going to start working on my other traps and get 2 sinkers on each one of them, because I really don't want to be sitting out there for 10 minutes trying to get the smelt to go down tomorrow. So that's the good thing about staying the night. Like, where I'm staying the night, I can sit in here, relax, change my gear up. If I got here early in the morning and realized that early in the morning, I'd be messing with it. So tomorrow morning I'm going to be ready to go. But like I said, I mean, I'm in about 40 feet more water than I was planning, but I wasn't going to push the snowmobile, especially pulling that jet sled with all the gear. I'm not going to lie, I got about 10 feet from shore, and I kind of wondered if that was a sign to just turn around and put it back on the trailer and head home. But I'm not way out in the middle of nowhere. I'm about an hour from home. Worst case scenario, I limp the snowmobile back to shore tomorrow and I pull the jet sled, or maybe someone will feel bad for me and they'll give me a ride back. So this is what we're working with. There's a bell inside of that, so if anything starts pulling on it, I'll hear the bell. So I'll keep that up probably most of the night. I think I'm only going to leave my trap outside for maybe another hour or so. I got some kielbasa I might cook up. We'll go from there. Trip starts off bad, but we'll make the most of it. You kind of got to plan for that, to be honest with you. You always got to plan for something happening. I do have lights on the outside of the shack. I bought some LED flare lights for your vehicle, and there's a bunch of different light settings. So I don't know if you guys can see that flashing. So it came in a 3-pack, so I put one on 3 sides. We'll see how that goes, but it's supposed to last, I think, 32 hours on the setting I have it on. Some of the other settings with a continuous light is only like 5 hours, but I need it to at least last the night. That way people know not to run me over. The buddy heater's going good. I got the fan on top of it. I do have a fan up here as well, so I can blow the heat back down. As of right now, I mean, I'm not freezing, so I'm kind of just leaving things how they are. I did bring another propane tank. Unfortunately, that's back at the truck. I brought it assuming my snowmobile would be good, and if my 20-pound tank ran out, I would have another one. And the reason why I did that is because I've been using this 20-pound tank for quite a while, including camping season. I'd like to run it out so I can exchange it and get my money's worth, but I do have 2 green bottles for emergency if I gotta use them tonight. We'll see. Like I said, I'm probably gonna cook some kielbasa tonight, I think. Well, I was gonna go live for you guys, but YouTube's saying I have to wait 24 hours, and TikTok can't verify my age. So I'm not going to do it on either. I bought this Coleman cooker thing. Goes on the butane. I bought all this stuff literally a year or two ago. I don't know if you guys like kielbasa raw. I guess it's kind of cooked. Good stuff. I didn't bring any vegetables or anything. Good thing this isn't one of the can only eat what you catch videos. Would be hungry. Get that thing cranking. I got this instead of bringing the big Coleman stove. It just packs so much smaller. It's kind of tippy. I'm pretty much just warming it up. I don't really have to cook it too much. Maybe rare. Medium rare. This is the top. Get it right at Walmart. I think it was like 22 bucks. It's already sizzling though. Good cook too, I guess. I smelled the shack up pretty quick. That's good eating right there. So we got the Super Bowl in 2 days. Chiefs versus Eagles. Who do you guys got? Cannot root for the Eagles. As a Patriots fan, I'm so sick of hearing about the Philly special. And then Barkley came from the Giants, and they're the other team to beat us in the Super Bowl. So unfortunately, I got to root for the Chiefs. They're just what it is. But I think the Eagles got a pretty good chance if they can get the run game going. I tried to go live and talk to you guys on YouTube and couldn't do it. Couldn't go live on TikTok. That was one of the cool things I wanted to do, ice camping, was go live so you guys could chat with me. Kind of lame. YouTube says I have to wait 24 hours. TikTok can't verify my age. Clearly I'm under 18. It's 9:20 right now. I'm going to give that trap outside about 40 more minutes. And I'm going to go grab it around 10 o'clock and we'll leave the rattle in probably all night. I'd really like to catch a burbot. That's my only goal of this trip. I don't know if eating an entire kielbasa by myself is the healthiest choice, but we're going to do it. Maybe I could go live on Facebook. Is that a thing? Yep. That goes good with kielbasa. Alright, now that our trap's pulled from outside, I'm going to start putting sinkers on the rest of the traps, and the one that we had in the water already we'll have to leave out so it can dry. Smoked my finger pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see that. Pulled the spark plug wire off the snowmobile, and it came off a little easier than I thought it would, and smashed it right on the top piece of the snowmobile. It's 9:45 right now. I just wanted to get that trap in so I could take those bibs off, and I'll take these boots off here pretty soon. You don't want to start sweating, especially your feet. So I'll get my slippers on after I get done doing this. And been in a little bit of a slump. I mean, we caught a couple fish at the Holland Strong Derby, but I started off the year hot. Then I went on 2 trips that I didn't even bother putting a video out because it was just that boring. And then Holland, we didn't exactly slay them. Now this trip's starting off with snowmobile issues and no fish so far. It's 10:30. I think I'm gonna just lay down, mess around on my phone for a little bit. If we hear the bells going, I'll turn you guys back on, but not looking overly great for tonight. So I'm gonna take this light down and I'll put it up if we hear any bells. I got a dead bait on bottom right now. We'll see if we can get a cuss to come along. Well, it's 5 o'clock. The bells never went off. Slept alright. I shut the heat off for most of the night because I didn't want to run out of propane because the way the snowmobile is. I'll see if I can get those spark plugs out today and change them. The wind pretty much never stopped. definitely like the fish today. Obviously, I can't really mess with the snowmobile until it gets lighter out. Really hoping the plugs make a difference, and I'm hoping I can get those out with my Leatherman and don't have to try to go back to shore, because I'd rather not walk to shore, but I want to minimize how much I'm using the snowmobile too, so I can get all my gear back. We'll see what happens, I guess. A couple of nice fish would make it worth all the bad luck, so hopefully we can get on something. I've got the big buddy on high now, because if the 20-pound tank runs out, I got 2 green bottles I can throw in there and keep it on low for the day if I have to. I'm probably not going to set up until it gets light out, but I'm coming down with something. I got a sore throat, stuffy. The inside of the shack didn't really freeze up too bad, but like I said, I had the heat off a good portion of the night, so I've seen a lot of times with just the walls are just frosted over. I didn't get dripped on. I tell you right now, having your means of transportation not running right definitely puts a damper on things. I mean, I can deal with just about anything, but not knowing if you can get back to shore, and I wasn't going to use the snowmobile for, you know, going to traps and all that stuff. Sometimes I do, but I haven't really been lately, especially if there's not a ton of snow. If you start getting, you know, 18 inches of snow, it's kind of hard to walk through. I'll use it, but haven't had to this year. But we're supposed to get a lot of snow in the next week or two, so I need that snowmobile to be running good, because that could be the difference between being able to even fish or not fish. Probably do my 5 traps. I'll probably do a couple on bottom, maybe a couple just under the ice. There is salmon in here. I didn't catch one last year, and maybe I'll do one about halfway down. If you guys see any gear or anything in here that you like, I have most of it listed right in the description. So you guys just click right on that. If it's not in the description, you want to know, feel free to shoot me a message. We have a 207 Ice to Woods Facebook page, Instagram, and TikTok, so you can message me on any of those. And I can send you a link to pretty much whatever I'm using here. It's starting to get a little bit light out. I can hear the faint sound of a gas auger in the distance, so people are starting to get out here. I saw some headlights toward the boat launch. I think I'm gonna grab the auger, maybe go drill a hole or two and just drop some line down, probably 30 feet for now, and we'll see how it goes. And then when it gets light out, we can mess with the snowmobile and we can mess with our lines. I don't want this to be a full video on just all the issues I'm having, so hopefully we can get some fish on the ice. But this is the reality of fishing, and the more gear you bring, the more chance you have for stuff to go wrong. Safety wise, I'm fine. I'm not concerned. People are bringing vehicles out here. Worst case scenario, I offer, you know, a couple of my channel stickers to someone if they want to pull my gear out. You'll find most fishermen, most outdoorsmen, they're some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, and I don't have cash on me, or I'd give them that, but I can at least offer them, you know, something off our shop, and a good story for them to go back and laugh about how a guy got stranded out here. So I'm not worried. Like I said, I got no kids with me, and it is what it is. We'll figure it out, and we'll get off the ice for sure. If I thought I was in a worse situation, there'd be no fishing today, and I'd be working on getting off the ice. But we'll change the plugs, and we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully the luck turns around, and we get some fish on the ice for you today. Oh, guys, you can't make this stuff up. I just ripped my caught bag. Oh, we're gonna catch a big fish today, I'll tell you that. We are going to catch a monster. We're just paying our dues right now. Just paying our dues, and then we're gonna catch one. You guys believe in good karma? Superstition? I do. We're gonna get something on the ice. Stick around for it. I wanted to show you guys my roadside marker lights I was talking to you guys about. It's always a good idea to have something on the outside of your shack, just to mark where you are. I did hear a couple snowmobiles last night. Nothing really close to me. It is looking like everybody's right towards shore, which I was trying to get to that shore. That was my goal before the snowmobile issues. If it was going to be a little bit warmer today, then maybe I would have packed everything up and brought my overnight stuff to the truck and just came back out, reset up the shack, and fished where I wanted to if the spark plug's the issue and I get everything changed. But I'm just going to cut my losses and we'll be here for the day. Doing something that I typically don't do, even though I have the ability to do it with this sonar that you guys are strapped to right now. Instead of sounding my holes with this sounder right here, I got the sled with me, so I'm just dropping the transducer down, and then I'm dropping down my bait. And the reason for this is just to save a little bit of time and stay a little bit warmer. Not the worst view over my shoulder for you guys either. We want to think a little bit positive today. All right, so went back to the truck and got some pliers. Got these all changed. Apparently I didn't buy new, so these are used plugs. But a lot of times I just change plugs at the beginning of years, not necessarily just because they're bad or anything. So there should be a solid chance that those are fine, at least for today. This got knocked off. Right here, I put it in the back. I should be able to fix it. I just need some pliers. So I guess let's take a little ride and see if it runs. Well, it started on the first pull. That's good. Seems to be idling a lot better. And typically it's backfired by now, so we might be in the clear. That's gonna make the rest of my day go a lot better. I was definitely frustrated last night, but you can't just start going nuts. Put a line in the water, keep fishing. That's why I bring my toolbox, bring it for a reason. I do leave it in the truck, so it would have been a long walk out if I couldn't have got there with the sled, but I think if we go any further than what I am right now, I'd probably be making sure I had the tools with me, or at least those pliers, anything typical that you would need, screwdrivers, stuff like that. The sun's coming up right now. It's actually fairly nice out, even if you don't have any hair. We'll get organized here, and the fish should start biting any second now. Our first flag, it's actually on our salmon trap, or the trap that we put just under the ice. huge. That's a nice salmon. It's a nice salmon right there. $15. All right, let's turn it around. All right, same trap. See if it's another salmon on there. Might be a little bit bigger. Look at that. Not what I was expecting to come here and catch today. $17-incher. Have a nice salmon. They're chunky over here. Not gonna lie, I knew there was salmon in here. Last year, this was my last trip of the year, and I caught 4 or 5 lake trout. I know there's cusk in here, which is why I stayed overnight. I put one line just under the ice for salmon, and I've gotten 2 flags on that, and both salmon. Not what I expected. I'm gonna wait about 6 or 7 minutes, just warm up my hands. I just got that one back in the water, and I'm gonna go check the bait on all the traps. Most of them I'm gonna have to pull up about 60 feet of line. I think on at least one more trap, I think I'm gonna just put it right under the ice with this one. So if the salmon are biting, I'm gonna set up a couple more traps for them. So those are both healthy looking fish. They're back swimming with their friends, and my day's getting a little bit better. So happy to get those, and I would like to get a lake trout today, but honestly, that turned the morning around getting those 2. So you know, they say that every day fishing's a good day, but with the amount of issues I had last night and today, the only thing that can turn that around is some good fish, and we've caught that, so I'm pretty happy about that. But I'm gonna warm up my hands, and then I'm gonna go start pulling line and checking bait and make sure we're good to go. We got 3 or 4 more hours left of fishing, and then we'll head her back home. So I just moved some flags around. I kept this one, actually I moved that one up to just under the ice. I kept this one off bottom. Just got a flag on it. I don't know if it's there or not. It ain't very big if it is. Oh, it's growing. There's my elastic right there. Oh, it's a decent one. This should be a Laker. It's fighting like one. That's what we're here for. I mean, we're here for the salmon too, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, we're here for them all. Nice. 19 and a half. Give you guys one more look at them. 19 and a half. Waving goodbye. So I'm sure you guys have heard the saying that a watch pot never boils. It's kind of the same thing with fishing, I think. If you just sit there and stare at your flags, they're not gonna go up. Now, I can't say never because I've seen flags go up as I'm looking at them, but find something to do. I love these blue tips alarms for that exact reason. As you can see, I got a bunch of stuff loaded. Because I don't have the dog, well, not my dog, but Paul's dog, Duke. There's no kids out here. I got the floor picked up and really just empty everything out of the shack that doesn't need to be in there. There's no purpose to having all that stuff in there, sleeping bags and all that stuff. So I just putter throughout the day, and maybe I'll do a trip up and get rid of some of the stuff and then come back for the shack and stuff, just to keep some weight off the snowmobile for now, until I know that those plugs were definitely the issue. On these mats, I see a lot on Facebook asking people how they kind of carry them around and stuff. So what I do is I get 2 straps and I put them crossways right on the ground, and then I set them in there, and then I try to put them in the middle. Now this style strap is what you're going to want to get. You could use a ratchet strap. I just find you need to make sure you keep ratchet straps out of the cold and the snow, or they'll freeze up. These do fine. So I'll hook those together. And then I'll hook those together like that, and then it'll give me a nice handle to hold on to. I use a 5-gallon bucket tipped upside down, and I trace it with a white marker, and that's why those holes look, let's say, a little bit more round than a lot of the ones I see on YouTube. I don't know what people use or if they just eyeball it, but I can put my floor down and I can drill my hole right through that right there. I have a 10-inch bit. I don't have to drill the hole first or mark it and then drill it. I can just do it right down through the mat. So I do like that. I used the white marker, like I said, on this white tile, and I started with a brand new utility blade, and then what I actually did is I just went to my jigsaw and just used the jigsaw, and that cut it pretty well. So if you guys want to do that, I did 3 with a hole in it. I thought I would be able to put 3 holes in, but I definitely can't. So I'd lay everything out. I don't have this set up perfectly, so like it's form-fitting in my shack or anything. Like the corners still have snow or whatever. I'm not that anal about it. I just want a floor good enough for the dog, the kids. When I do overnights, I can put my slippers on, so I don't go crazy. But that is it. That's what I do, and it works really well. I like those straps for that. I also, that red strap right there, I do the same thing on my jet sled. I don't use ratchet straps. These just seem to work better. But that's like it. Those straps suck for literally everything else. Like, there's not a lot of purpose for those things, but they work good for those 2 things. I know that. I think it's been 3 minutes. I just got back to the shack and called Paul to tell him about the one we just got, and the same one that's on bottom went off again. Talk about having cold hands. Same thing, doesn't feel huge, but it's almost 100 feet away, so. Oh, that one didn't take as much line. Probably only about 80 feet. Barely have them hooked. They got just enough teeth to make it hurt a little. This one hit 20? Oh yeah, 22 with the big tail. Big old tail on it. Nice. Skinnier. I'm gonna run him back to the shack so I can get a picture of him. I'll let him go in that hole. So the important lesson here is I could have easily just got up this morning and left. Snowmobile problems, ripped my cot, shack was still wet from the last trip, woke up with a sore throat. You know, I easily could have just took off for the day and just took it as a sign and head home and hung out with the girls today and prep some food for the Super Bowl tomorrow. But instead I decided to stay here, stick it out, and now we got what, 4 fish on the board. One of them got over 20 inches. 2 of them were salmon, which was not what I was expecting to catch here. And I don't even think it's 10 o'clock yet. So my plan is to take one load back to the truck at 11 and then fish till about 12:30 and then get out of here and go hang out with the girls for the day. I was looking at the forecast a little while ago. We're looking at getting around 30 inches of snow in the next like week and a half. So I know we're getting some tomorrow, and then I think Thursday and next Sunday as well. That's what it's looking like right now. So I do want to get brand new spark plugs in. Like I said, those ones were just ones I took out. I try to take them out every year. I was just lazy this year because we weren't getting snow. But I do keep them if they're good. If I'm just changing them for preventative maintenance, I'll keep them. Which that was the case, and that saved my butt. So let's get this one back in the water. I think we're at a good depth. 2 fish in about 10 minutes. That last lake trout was skinnier. Everything else today has been pretty fat. I can't remember if I told you if this one was 21 or 22 inches, but pretty cool to hit above 20. The game warden just stopped. I got a flag on my salmon trap, but no fish. And now the deep one's back up. This one actually feels, ooh. This might be something serious because that feels huge and that's far away right now. This might be the biggest one of the day. No real head shakes though, feels like a brick. I don't know if it could be a burbot or not, but this thing feels like I'm pulling up a log. No head shakes at all. It's a Laker. He didn't like the hole. He didn't like seeing me. He did not like the sight of my face. He's thick. I thought he was gonna be bigger, just the way he was acting, but ain't gonna complain with that. Gonna have to cut him free. Another 19 and a half. Gotta go get another hook in the bait. So I know you guys see me do it, but if it's cold out, it's best to throw your reel right back in the hole. The water is going to be warmer than the air, so it won't freeze up on you. So that's why I throw that in there, because I got to go get the bait and I got to go get another hook. And actually I'm going to drop that flag down so I can reset my alarms. That way if I get another flag on another one while I'm dealing with this one, I'll know. So that was the biologist that stopped. Just recording how many fish I've caught. I haven't kept any, so nothing to really look at. I figured he'd ask about my snowmobile not being registered, but he didn't look at it. It is registered. I got the email. I registered it yesterday. Just don't have the stickers. But I'll be honest, I only see biologists. I don't think I've ever actually been checked by a warden ice fishing. Not that I would care. I mean, I think it's an important job. I know a lot of people have caught some on a bad day that rubbed him the wrong way or whatever. A couple years ago, Ariane and I decided to take the four-wheeler to grab some lunch. It's about a 20-minute ride from where my house was, and I knew the four-wheeler wasn't registered, and I wasn't planning on registering it that year because the year was almost over. And we got caught by the game warden, and I just not giving him an attitude because I didn't register it, and he gave me the opportunity to register it and send him a screenshot of it registered, and I didn't get a ticket. But if you're doing something wrong, or if you're not doing anything wrong at all, my best practice is just don't start off with an attitude. You're just gonna get it back, and rightfully so. But yeah, I got 2 flags while he was here. I got one on the opposite side of the shack. That's the first time that one's gone off. It's set pretty shallow. It was a hit and run. And then this same hole that we keep getting the Lakers out of just pulled out that 19 and a half. So that was pretty cool. He brought some good luck over. Because we were getting back-to-back flags there for a little while, I decided I'm just going to bring everything back in one trip. Hopefully the snowmobile makes it. Like I said, I took it on a couple rides since doing the spark plugs and it was fine. So I don't know, we're not very far away. We're just going to take a chance. I don't want to leave my traps out here and get a flag while I'm loading up. So I got everything out of the shack. I'm going to start taking that down now. If I get any more fish, I'll get back with you guys. If not, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed seeing the misery at the beginning of the trip, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of it and really saw why you got to stick it out sometimes. If you guys are in danger, if it's a life or death, if it's, you know, something that's going to get you guys in serious trouble, maybe you do got to quit at times. I don't want you guys to think that you have to stick it out every time, but I knew I was good, so really if I packed it in, it would just be because I was irritated, and it was going to be from a mental standpoint, not a physical standpoint. So glad I stuck it out. We got some really nice fish on the ice, and I ran out of bait, so I think I had one left. So I'm deciding to just call it now and get home, hang out with the girls and Tucker for the day. So hit that subscribe button if you guys like this stuff. We got more trips coming up, and maybe we'll get one more on the ice before I'm done picking up. If I don't, just remember, keep on fishing on.